fellow YouTubers, this is Kimble Witchery. Thank you for tuning in to my channel once again. I've been a little, like I said in my last video, I've been out of the loop, I guess, on the pagan community in YouTube currently. But I was aware, mainly through Facebook, of this YouTube Pagan challenge, which everybody seems to be doing. And Derry, Sinowitch, thank you Derry, hello, sent me the prompts, I suppose, for want of a better word, the video prompts. And I'd like to jump in with it because I really think it's a cool way of getting to know other pagans on YouTube. If you're new to my channel, hello, I'm Kimble. I go by the name Kimble Witchery. I have a website and blog, and I'll put the link in the down bar. And I've been on YouTube for a while. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think it's quite a year yet. I'm not sure, but anyway, yeah. So because I'm behind, and today is the 17th of February, and I'm like way behind. I'm not entirely sure what week everyone's on, but I'm gonna go up as far as number 6. So I'm going to do 3 videos answering 2 of the prompts in each video just to catch me up. So this is the first video. So the first prompt for the first video is, how did you find your path? And this is quite an interesting story actually. When I was about 16, 17, I had an RE teacher at school that I really liked. He was very fun and had an interesting way of looking at the world, as I think all RE teachers do. RE, in case you're not familiar with the term, is religious education, currently also known as RS, or religious studies. And he was very open-minded, had a way of talking about the world, you know. He made it very clear that all religions are equal, and it's just a way of expressing yourself, which was really cool, and I got on with him really well, and I really enjoyed his lessons. At the same sort of time, I was sort of coming away from the church. I was raised, not in a church going, but in a Christian household. My father and mother were raised Christian, Protestant, Church of England, and it didn't really fit with me. I'd been to Sunday school a couple of times when I was a child, and although I liked the Bible stories, to me they were just stories, and the older I got, the more difficult I found it to accept the Bible stories as undeniable fact. So I started questioning. The first thing I did was go to the local library and read every religious text I could possibly find. The Torah, the Bible, the Quran. That was hard. Some Buddhist texts. I can't remember exactly what they were off the top of my head, but they were pretty important. And I basically did a little search on the major world religions that I had access to, and I noticed that a lot of them had the same sort of truths embedded within them, but not one of them spoke to me wholly. And I was in the library one day, and I was rummaging around on the culture and religious studies section, and I think I was putting a book back that I'd borrowed, or one that I'd been looking at but didn't really want to borrow, and a book fell at my feet, literally hit me on the foot, and I looked down, and it was A Personal Journey by Fiona Horn. Now, I realise that a lot of people think of Fiona Horn as a fluff, but for a beginner like myself, I picked up the book, I really resonated, I had a flick through the pages, I loved her sort of chatty, dynamic written style. What she was talking about made sense. I borrowed the book, and over the next week I read it 4 times, cover to cover. And I loved it so much that I thought this may have been a path for me. Went back to the library, looked at some other books that she recommended. I desperately wanted to get hold of Lyda Angeli's Witchcraft in Theory and Practice, couldn't get hold of it. So I pulled up another book. The other book I picked up was a book by a man called Pete Jennings called Pagan Paths, and that talked about more than just witchcraft. It talked about Asatria and druidry and alternative forms of witchcraft were in Wicca and all the other pagan faiths that people follow, or the common pagan faiths anyway. And I was just hooked. I was spellbound. So from that point on, I pretty much decided that this was what I'd been looking for. This was the path that I had been searching for. So, as most good beginner witches do, I went out and read everything I could get my hands on. Some of it was good, some of it wasn't so good. Still very wolf. But yeah, so that lasted about a year to a year and a half, and then in my 18th summer, during my summer holiday, at a particularly wild beach location that I still love, I took my little notebook, which I suppose in a way is my first book of shadows, down to the beach and self-dedicated myself as a witch, a Wiccan seeker. My path has gone through some twists and turns since then. I don't identify wholly as Wiccan anymore. I believe there are elements of Wicca that are still in my practice, but I don't necessarily think that I subscribe to the Wiccan worldview. I am undertaking Druid training. I have done the Bardic grade of the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids, and I'm now currently undertaking the second grade of training, which is Ovate. That's really interesting, and I'm really enjoying that. I just feel like I can see my own screen reflecting my glasses, which makes me look kind of creepy. So that is how I found my path. I hasten to say that I found my path completely, because while I am walking this path that I have decided to follow, it twists and turns, and what I identify as today might not be what I identify as in a year's time. But I do believe with pretty much everything in me that I will always be pagan. There's something about that fits me. I hate labels, but pagan is the only one that really fits. I consider myself a witch because I do witchcraft. I cast spells, I would do magical workings, so I do consider myself a witch. However, I will and always be, at my core, a pagan. So that's number one. The second prompt was, are you in or out of the closet? Both. And that's a strange thing to say, I know, but what I mean by it is I never, apart from to my parents, which didn't go so well, I never really came out of the closet. I am always very open with who I am and what I do. I wear a pentagram necklace in public. I always have on 2 pentagram rings, so you can see those. My tattoos, Wiccan. You can't see these very well. There's a pentagram on my arm. And then I have my goddess symbol there. She never shows in videos. I need to lose some weight so you can see it properly. Actually, that's probably not what you're doing. Haha! There you go. So, my belief system is literally etched on my skin. I literally have my heart on my sleeve. Everyone can see. And that's because, as I've gotten older, I'm 32 now, as I've gotten older, I've decided that people's opinions don't really matter to me anymore. When I was a teenager, thankfully I found witchcraft after the high school years, which I know can be quite difficult as a seeker. I told my parents. They weren't too pleased. To be honest, they basically told me that they thought I'd met some boy on the internet who was leading me down this path, and, you know, once I came to my senses, it would all go away, and that I didn't really believe this, I was being led, which was quite insulting, really, considering that I was 18 and knew my own mind. But there we go. I guess that's the fear of overprotective parents for you. It's only really in recent years that they've sort of come to accept it, because I've never pretended to be anything other than a pagan and a witch. I've never stopped doing what I believe. I've never stopped collecting crystals, collecting herbs, working magic, buying witchy books, having an altar set up, especially in my own home. No one's going to tell me not to have an altar in my own home, thank you very much. I've always stuck with it, and I think my father especially saw the commitment that I had made to it, and realised that I probably was actually serious, that it wasn't just a phase. And that's really good. I'm really glad that that's the conclusion that he's come to, because I'm not going to change anytime soon. This is me. I would say I'm in the closet in some aspects, in the sense that I don't go around shouting it out for everyone to see. When I start a new job, if I meet a new person, I don't say, "Oh, by the way, I'm a witch," you know, because nobody needs to know that. Nobody needs to know that in the first 10 minutes of meeting me, unless, hello, you're meeting me on YouTube and you've probably searched for a pagan tag. Hi, here I am. But generally, no, in life, I don't go out shouting about it. So much so that people that I've known for years are still surprised when I come out decked in all my pagan regalia. Likewise, my husband's family, my mother and father-in-law probably know, but I've never actually came out and said it. The same with my mother-in-law's sister, who I love to bits. She, I think, suspects, but has never come out and said anything. Some of the older members of that family, his grandparents, I don't really shout about it with, because they're quite religious, and well, his nan at least is a churchgoer, and I don't really want to cause, ripples of discontent within the family. So, yeah. I apologise if this video has been a little bit scattered. I have been out of the loop making YouTube videos for a while, but that said, I am enjoying making these videos, so hopefully you'll stick with me. I'm going to end the first video there. This has been week 1 and week 2 of the YouTube Pagan Challenge prompts. The next video, which I'm going to do in literally about 5 minutes as soon as I stop this one, will be prompts 3 and 4, and then I'll do another video with 5 and 6. So you should get 3 videos from me today, all being well, depending on how long they take to upload. Because for some reason YouTube videos take ages to upload, and I don't understand why. So yeah, so stick with me. Thank you for watching this video. If you're interested in catching up with the rest of the prompts, stay tuned for my next 2 videos, which will be coming very soon. Thank you very much for watching, and blessed be. Bye.